Nintendo has made many mistakes in their time, however small or irrelevant they may be. But sometimes, many mistakes can pile up and create something that I absolutely despise, and makes me hate one of their games a little bit more than usual. In today's video, you'll be listening to me complain about Nintendo's dumb design philosophy for the next... oh, well, buckle up. The GUI, or Graphical User Interface, of Super Mario Maker, or really any game, is very important to how it feels when you play it. The part of the GUI that will be used the most is, as it is in the title of the game, the Maker GUI. In the original game, it was so easy, sleek, and simple. On the top was your hotbar, which you could customize and expand to reveal a bunch more hotbars that you could also customize. Other items could be accessed by taking an item into the building zone of the screen and shaking it. You could attach things or interact with them by dragging things on top of them, such as giving something wings or making them bigger by dragging a mushroom onto them. To go into the eraser mode, all you had to do was hold two of the shoulder buttons. And to go into the selection or copy modes, you just had to hold a different combination of shoulders and triggers. It was so simple and easy. But, of course, this all had to be ruined in the game's sequel. Now, there were many great improvements in Mario Maker 2, but the Maker GUI was not one of them. See, with the original game, the Maker GUI was designed with the Wii U's gamepad touchscreen in mind, as it was really the only way you could design levels in that version of the game. However, in Mario Maker 2, this was not the case, as even though the Switch is 100% perfectly capable of having a touchscreen-based GUI, Nintendo chose not to, as they were focusing on, over all other things that could be added to the game, co-op course designing. One of the clunkiest, most useless excuses of a feature I have ever seen in a game. If player 2 wants to select an item, they get to use this nice little menu. But if player 1 wants to select an item, they have to open up the huge item select GUI that takes up the entire screen and makes it impossible for player 2 to continue making until player 1 is done selecting their item. And did I mention that you are required to use single Joy-Cons? Yes, you have to use single Joy-Cons, which means no dual Joy-Cons or Pro Controllers during co-op making. I tried this quote-unquote feature once, and it didn't even take me 2 minutes to turn it off and never use it again. But that's not the worst part about it, because it gets worse. The normal Maker GUI also takes a hit from the prioritizing of the co-op making. It could have been fine if you could only edit with touchscreen. In fact, I would have rather preferred that. But it's not the implementation of being able to use a controller that I'm worried about. In fact, I see it as a pretty good improvement, if not a bit slow and tedious to work with sometimes. I'm worried about the GUI. Remember that beautiful hotbar from earlier? They scrapped that for a radial selection menu and a single hotbar. Why would they do this? You don't even have a single way to make any kind of hotbar presence like we could in the last game. The only reason I can see this not being brought back as how it originally was is due to the fact that there is quite the vast number of items. But that's why you could shake different items in the original game to get its different forms or different items entirely. The concept of multiple hotbars that you could swap between was completely doable, but no, of course we didn't get it. One last complaint is that these menus on the side of the screen drive you crazy when you're working on a course, as they're always getting in the way of things. The original game was much better to control and make courses with because the GUI was designed for one person to be making courses on a touchscreen. Mario Maker 2's GUI is not that great compared to Mario Maker 1's GUI because it was designed around too many ideas. Touchscreen, controllers, multiplayer making. This leads to it being much worse than the original game's interface. Thank you for listening to me rant and complain about this topic, and I hope you enjoyed. All of my lovely subscribers with public subscriptions turned on are scrolling across the screen right now. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a thumb on it, preferably up. And if you feel especially designy today, you can help out by subscribing too. If you disagree with anything I said in this video, be sure to drop an essay in the comments, and I'll be sure to reply to it. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!